performers have been working for 2 months to put this show together, and we're so excited to bring it to you tonight. Now, what you're going to see tonight are 2 award-winning documentaries, that's right. You've seen documentaries before, you have Netflix, right? You know what happens. You're gonna see the footage the documentarians were able to get. You're going to see interviews that are gonna really strike a chord with you. You're gonna see infographics and animations. There's so much that awaits you. This is the front of the screen, and they're going to create a show that looks just like a documentary. Without further ado, let's hear it for let's put our hands together for Documentary Live. Yeah!
Can I get a song lyric from the audience?
It's been a while.
Lovely for song.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. That's staged.
Trains. They never come at the time that you want them to arrive, but they eventually show up. Once that ticking thing happens, my great-grandfather made one of those, and it's probably been the thing that our family's been the most proud of, considering that our family also makes rat poison.
Well, I mean, my pa always was an innovator, and I knew one of those things was going to work out for old pa, you know, and it might as well have been the little train clicky turny thing that they put everywhere. Yeah, might as well.
As a country, it's time for America to step forward and move away from trains. It's not enough time, like they're not useful, okay? So let's stop wasting taxpayer dollars. Let's just move to the future.
A lot of people don't understand how many people the train clicky sign industry employs. That's for the economy. We can't just move away from that without a substantial social investment in other industries.
We see a train clicky thing. It's clicking. As the clicks happen, we see letters start to form. As the time comes out,
Off the Rails. A train documentary.
Cut to the changing room where the conductors put on their little conductor outfits.
I first got employed by Clicky Clack Trains back in 87, and I was just, you know, a young pup in
Barney Smack, train conductor.
in the midst of the railroad crossing of Atlanta, and I needed a job. So I went to school for clicky clacks in the trains and their corresponding timings.
Barney continues to talk, but we see footage of an old-timey train sort of like going in a loop.
I feel that. First time on a train with the wind blowing and the whistle. I really felt alive, and I knew that from that day forward, I would be a conductor. Wow, it's been so many years.
We cut to an interview with the leader of the anti-train movement.
Yeah, it's all solar energy. So like, trains are so archaic. I can't even imagine that we still find this as a useful piece of transportation or how to get people around. I mean, solar power, you ever heard of it? Like, we can revolutionize the world. Not be on tracks? You're kidding me.
Behind him is an image of a train, and there's a big red circle with a line through it.
I mean, what are we doing here? It's like, we're going to it's like, what, 1802, or what, I mean, what is this?
We got to an interview with the grandson of the Clickety Train company founder. He's showing us his grandparents.
Well, this here is my grandfather. He's holding up a pocket watch and an abacus, which was what became the first prototype for the clickety-clack. This here's the first clickety-clack.
Mark Clack, grandson of David Clack.
As you see, it operates by hand crank. It was effective, but it also required a lot of, extra human power. Sorry, no, it's 2019.
Image of boys playing in the trains in the background during an interview.
You can
I like trains. I play with them. I wish I could ride one, but
Tommy Robinson, 5-year-old.
well, there's not a lot of trains where I grew up. My dad says it's outmoded technology. I don't really know what that means. But we're a toy train, and it's fun to build. We build the tracks and we put them together.
Tell them about what you got for Christmas.
In my stocking, I got a new caboose, that's the last car on the train. And that was in my stocking, and so my dad, because my dad likes trains too, but we don't have a lot where I grew up, which is Kansas. But I would be a train person.
Kansas's economic crisis has become just a devastating thing for the population of Kansas.
We see a map of Kansas.
All 40 of them have really been struggling. Actually, see here, we've got little dots marked out where all of them individually live, and we've been maintaining a train system to get them all food, and it's just
Ralph Emerson, Kansas economist.
it's just really not worth it to keep that population going by train anymore. We need to find a better solution, or everyone who lives in Kansas is gonna die.
We cut to footage of Ralph explaining this to a town hall committee.
Okay, well, so as 10% of the population of Kansas, I understand the severity and importance of this issue at the level of city government. The trains are not going to keep coming, folks. They can't, they're too expensive. You know how much it takes?
I'm sorry, are you saying the trains, they're not running on schedule?
No, I'm saying they're never going to run again. You know how much those clicky-clacky things cost to turn?
No.
That is not cheap.
Do we have those numbers?
So,
I have those numbers. They're right here. Those things are very expensive. Look.
So we're making some headway in Kansas. They have wide open spaces and a lot of room for solar energy. So,
Can you tell us where you got the numbers from?
well, there's like I got 3 emails from apparently 3/4 of the people who attended a town hall meeting.
The numbers have not been verified.
But the way of the future is definitely solar energy And
Behind him is a photo of a solar panel with a check mark on it.
it's yeah. I mean, where the trains used to run, we're looking at some kind of like hovering aircraft that would run down, all solar power though. It's really going to be revolutionary.
Sorry. I have been waiting for the train to arrive. Clicky Clack here says it should arrive in about 5 minutes, but that was about 10 minutes ago. It's very smoky out here, but gosh, the romance of trains, am I right? Yeah, lately I guess it's been a little difficult, just because it's, you know, there's a lot of bad talk about trains and things aren't on time. This is a weird train station. There's a lot of riffraff.
We come back to the anti-train movement leader handing out flyers in front of the Kansas City Piggly Wiggly.
Hey folks, yeah, solar energy.
This is all of the residents of Kansas.
We have solar-powered air trains. It's the way of the future. Thank you, sir. Christy, give that to your grandfather.
We cut to the inside of a train car with the conductor operating the train. The camera spins around to show where the train is headed.
Black billowing smoke is just cascading off of the train and just like polluting the air.
I mean, but isn't it romantic though?
As the smoke billows through the open window and makes, yeah, there we go.
We cut back to an interview with 5-year-old Tommy talking about his asthma.
My dad used to work for the train company, but they don't employ a lot of people in the area now. So now he sells models online, and
behind Tommy is a picture of a face of a man who has asthma, and then a little sad face emoji next to that other face.
I still like trains though. You don't see, I have a red one. Show you that.
Yeah, do you want to bring it? You want to bring it out?
I'll get it. So this one is what my dad used to work on, and then they have new ones that are solar powered, and this one wasn't solar powered. And so this one doesn't really run anymore. Well, this is just a toy, so it never really ran.
The dad's wearing a Santa hat.
Tell them about the multi-level marketing opportunity I have.
All right, we cut. Clickety-clack heiress appearing on CNN talking about why trains are still great.
Thanks for being on the satellite link.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm so used to looking this way for the camera. Yes, good evening.
Yeah, would you like to comment on the controversy that's been coming out in the paper recently about how a lot of the funds that your father and grandfather...
Wolf Blitzer.
Well, Wolf, I will have you know that I'm sure maybe what you're alluding to is that a lot of the clickety-clack money came from our original rat poison fortune, but I won't speak to that here as it is pending litigation.
A series of images of polluting trades goes behind them on the screen.
And could you comment on, would you go as far as admitting that both train smoke and rat poison have similar bad health effects?
The Chiron says, adorable sextuplet kittens save firemen.
I'm sorry, Wolf, it seems that the satellite feed is not very good, so I don't know how to answer that prior.
Okay, you don't know how to answer, you heard me ask something.
I heard you ask something, but it broke up quite a bit. I'm very sorry.
Okay, I was in Iraq. I don't take shit.
Okay, I was at my college's ROTC. I also did my time and served.
No, I was there as a reporter.
Oh, I see. That's fair. I was also a newspaper reporter for the.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I noticed you're avoiding the question.
I might be, just because I cannot speak to the pollution of trains. I think trains are still a romantic and fantastic way to get around.
Okay, well, thank you.
And for the moment, sorry, Wolf, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, that's all the time we have. We have to stop this thing.
20% off
for trains. This it's just by the train board. It's for trains. It's an ad for trains.
Trains. See America. Trains. Everywhere. Mostly Kansas.
Oh yeah, I saw that disaster of an interview. And that whole train ad campaign. It's just, these people are living in the dark ages. They need to get on board with the solar-powered hovercraft. So we're making good headway. Kansas, we've also expanded out to...
There's a prototype of a solar train behind him.
We've expanded out through all the plain states. We have like some stuff going on in Nebraska and Iowa and just other places that have a lot of flat land. A lot of sunshine places. Yeah, it's really going well. And the what was it? Yeah.
I don't want trains to come to Atlanta. No, not those solar panel trains. They don't even really have conductors. They're just the robots drive them.
I don't know about you, but I don't trust solar panels at all. Scotty, us fine citizens of Wisconsin will not have that unproven technology just coming into our town.
It's just so very difficult because I live in the sunset of San Francisco and we barely get any sun, so I think solar power is just not for me.
And are you saying that when I'm on a train, I don't get to pick what's playing on the radio? And who's holding the steering wheel?
You're telling me every time a hurricane comes through St. Pete, we're not going to be able to get to Orlando? No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. You know, I want coal, I want oil, I want something that's dependable. I want to be able to get to Orlando from St. Pete whenever.
Look! This is madness! The entire state of Kansas is going to go under, and do you think it's going to stop there? No. Nebraska, Iowa, the entire Midwest. We could be talking about dozens of lives here!
We cut to an interview with the boy that has the train toys, but he's in a hospital bed.
I want to look. They had the needle in my arm. Can you put Thomas on? Is it Thomas's train? On TV?
Yeah, excuse me, if you could stay on task. We were asking about, how you got hurt.
Well, they said I can't breathe so well now. They think it's because of the trains.
This just in, rat poison found in toy train models. Reports have come in saying the Kansas company selling train models online with multi-layers of marketing actually had rat poison in their paint.
Well, it was multi-layers of marketing. We tried multi-level, but we don't like that style because it's a kind of a glorified pyramid scheme. So what we decided to do was to multi-layer our marketing and put one product into another product that we then sold to the public. We didn't think we were doing anything wrong. We in fact didn't even think any children would be playing with the trains.
Yeah, is it disappointing that people are still not adopting this new technology and they're happy for their kids to play with rat poison infested trains? Yeah. I mean, the dozens of people in the Midwest.
Behind you, there's a picture of a train with a rat conductor and a no around it.
I mean, it's clearly. I'm beginning to think maybe we're just ahead of our time, you know, and what we're trying to bring to the great citizens of this country is it's just too far out there. They can't get on board the revolution. So I don't know. I guess it's rat poison and trains from here on out. It's just it's
The end.
I think we've all learned a lot. Now we're gonna do another half for you. I'm going to join my students. I'm very excited. But again, to get us started, all we need is a line from a song.
Hips don't lie.
What was that one?
Hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie.
The majority of chairs today are designed for a narrow hip. A hip that not a lot of people actually have on their bodies. And it is unknown to many people that sitting in a chair with too narrow of a hip base will actually provide you some benefits and some detractions. So some of the benefits...
Yeah, I've been coming to this chair design conference for like years. And this year's gonna be a big one for me. I've started using new materials in my chairs. Most people wouldn't think that carbon fiber chairs are any good, you know, because they can fracture and...
Oh my God, I am so excited for ChairCon 2020. It is going to be absolutely bonkers. All the big chair names are gonna be there. Jeff Chair, Joe Chair, Bob Chair, all the whole chair family.
Yeah, I'd say 20 to 25% of all spinal fusions that I perform each year are probably due to bad chairs. Most people don't know they're spending, 80, 90% of their time at work in a chair that was just designed for the average American. Let me tell you something about the average American. It's a myth. American doesn't exist.
All right, we see the parts of a chair forming together into one really big chair.
In large white letters, we see Throne of Lies.
Okay, good, yes. Yes.
I don't know. We're going to ChairCon 2020. I don't want to sit in the chair wrong.
Well, I'm the ergonomic expert, and I say that if you sit in this,
I mean, last time I thought it was a modernist chair. It was just a drum set. So
we got to an interview with one of our chair fans.
it was. I mean, in my defense, it did have like a stand behind it. So I don't think it was that big of a mistake. But,
come back here. Bert Johnson Johnson, chair novice.
I've only been doing this for about 6 months now. I mean, it's a great hobby, I would say.
20 years, man. I've been coming to ChairCon for 20 fucking, and I say fucking 20 fucking years. That's right.
Rod Bingham, chair super fan.
I've got signatures from Dave Chair.
You see a bunch of pictures coming through with signed images of just chairs with signatures.
I have a chair at home that was developed by NASA. It's got insignias from all the NASA engineers. That's the chair of the future.
All right, we cut to Rod showing us that chair.
Okay, so check this out, right? You can't have a chair like this on Earth. Understand, this is made for space.
We zoom in on the chair.
Yeah, see, I mean, like, look at that. That kind of padding, you can't do that on Earth.
Can you tell us what that hole is for?
No.
We zoom into the hole.
I don't know. I asked them and they said they would not tell me what the chair hole was for. So I think it's like a secret NASA thing that only astronauts know about.
We cut to famed expensive chair maker Herman Miller.
Is
Herman Miller.
Should I stand here? Yes, back here is,
Famed expensive chair maker.
I make chairs for all of your offices. You barely don't even know, but it's true. Here is your standard, it is white, the white chair, many little divots. I've also made the Aranon chair, also with lots of little holes. That one's more breathable. This here is the Barcelona chair.
Yeah, I'm Harold Miller. My dad kind of forced me into this profession. I just wanted to make pasta.
Behind him, there's a broken, dirty chair.
But with a name like Herman Miller, I mean, as your dad, it's just, you kind of get like, just pulled into that, you know? So
We
chairs
cut
it
to
is.
Harold in a large convention booth full of Herman Miller chairs.
Are you Harold Miller? Can you sign my breast?
Again?
We cut to two people desperately working on their chair prototype.
As an ergonomicist, I don't know, I don't think the butt curvature's there.
Cool though.
It looks good, but it won't feel good.
Steven and Kendra Miller, ergonomicist.
I mean, people see the Miller name, they think we're part of Herman Miller.
Well, how do I fix it?
I don't think it can be fixed. I don't know if we can show it to the conference.
No, my last name is unrelated. Anyway, I've been judging ChairCon for years now. Yeah, I've sat in all kinds of chairs.
Chester Miller, ChairCon judge.
But Miller spelled differently.
I've sat on love seats alone. Bean bags alone. That weird stool that doesn't have a flat bottom, so you're constantly balancing yourself alone. Yeah, it's a hard job, and I mean, it's an occupational hazard. I mean, I still can't feel my left butt cheek. No sensation.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Chester coming to see what I have to show him. It's a risky approach, yeah. But everybody's talking about how chairs are too narrow for our new wider hips, and I just don't think it's...
behind them, it's the famous chair that looks like a hand.
Yeah, I don't think that it's the chair's fault. I mean, should we really be encouraging people to get larger? No. So I've made a traditional hand chair, but it's far more narrow. At this point, the only people who can really fit into it are hungry children and models.
That's footage of hungry children trying to sit in the chair.
Where's the food?
Not for you. Not for you.
We cut to the outside of ChairCon.
Yeah, we're so fucking excited. Can I say fucking? We're so fucking excited.
Oh my god. All the Millers are gonna be there.
It's amazing.
Just the whole chair contest. I cannot wait to see who wins. Who do you think it's gonna be?
Just let me know when we see like actual chair, because I made a mistake again, and I don't want to do that again. Okay, so.
I mean, I'm pretty good at knowing what's a chair.
Guys, this is weird. I came dressed as a chair.
No.
Is that okay?
Don't do it. That's a person.
I'm a chiropractor, and I can't tell you the number of injuries that I've seen come in just from people sitting wrong. That's right.
Jeremy Baxon, chiropractor.
There are images of people in very strange arrangements sitting in chairs.
See, it's not taught in schools how to sit in a chair. And, a lot of people aren't learning at home how to sit in a chair. You won't believe some of the things I Look, what people don't realize is it's a simple piece of furniture, but it could ruin a life.
We cut back to the judge of ChairCon.
No, it's spelled different! Stop asking! Plus, it would be a conflict of interest. Herman Miller barely even competes anymore.
I mean, still, it's gotta mean something that a Miller has won 10 years in a row.
It's unrelated! I was only judged 9 out of 10 times!
Cut to Herman Miller talking about all of his victories.
Oh, you want to see my awards? Yeah, okay. There's a lot, so buckle in. Ha 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 ha. This one is from Atlanta. This one is Reykjavik. I won Oslo 2 times. This was for Russia once when it was St. Petersburg, 1 time when it was Stalingrad. Person. This one's Berlin, post and pre-wall.
Yeah, I can't recommend Herman Miller chairs high enough. We've done many randomized clinical trials, international trials, and
Mike Miller. There's 3 L's in
We cut to a focus group room, and there's like somebody instructing people.
So, if you had to tell me what this chair makes you feel like when you look at it, if you could use some words or some adjectives that are coming up for how you feel.
Middle child.
I did my back first little looking at it.
Okay. And if you
Hot.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. If you could just throw out some of these other adjectives of what this chair, how you think it would feel if you were sitting in it.
Rusty bear trap.
Okay.
Am I doing okay?
Yes.
Son, do you hear them? They are saying that the chair that we are working on is hot. That means the children think it is a banger.
Who are these people?
They're not supposed to hear us. We're about
We see that there's clearly no mirror there, and everybody can hear.
We cut to the reverse from inside this room.
Son, tell them about the beautiful chair that you have made in the garage of our home.
I think they can see us.
I don't know if we're supposed to hear them.
The chair that you made out of noodles, son.
Why don't you just come up front? Why don't you just come up front and just try to state your
This is
statement
your time
in a
to
question.
shine.
Are there noodles?
I do like pasta. My name's Harold Miller, and I like chairs.
What made you so proud today?
We are working on.
We got to an interview with Herman Miller talking about how he's proud of this one.
That was the first time I have cried in 62 years. Just hearing my son say that he loves chairs, the one thing that could make me leave my family behind.
Behind him, we see a series of photos of Harold looking sad next to different chairs.
When Harold was growing up, I thought he would not enter the chair dynasty.
We see Harold Jr. next to the Iron Throne.
We took him to see many kinds of chairs. And each time he seemed so uninterested.
We see Harold Jr. next to Morticia Addams with her chair from the Addams Family.
Like a Disneyland of chairs that my son grew up in, but he never seemed like he was interested until the pasta chair. Something that I did not allow at first, but then decided chair love is chair love.
Welcome to the judging of the ChairCon chair competition.
Ooh. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I haven't sat all day. I've been saving myself.
You should do this one before you spread out.
Okay.
I think there's a specified
You
order.
have numbers. I'll start with number 1 over here.
Okay, so the way chair competition works for those who are not initiated is there's a test in every chair. There's a palate cleanser between each, which means you have to jump twice, just like restore the muscle memory. And then as the process continues, he will write down his impressions, and this is repeated 3 times to avoid outliers winning.
We cut to the judge at the chiropractor's office in advance of the competition.
Oof, yeah. That is bad back. You should sit less. You should maybe stand more.
Okay.
Also, do they need to be filming for this? This is confidential medical information. I think this is not legal.
We cut to a closed door, but we still hear them talk.
Hey, as my doctor, could you tell them that I'm not related to Herman?
Well, but are you related to Herman Miller?
Just tell them you did some sort of chiropractor genetic testing.
You have the same name, so how would I know?
It's spelled different! Watch the competitions, it's spelled way different. I have 3 L's.
Look, I'm a chiropractor, not a spellopractor.
I'm a spellopractor. Now that is a chiropractor in the wizarding world. I'm here for the cosplay, and I'm actually one of the chairs from Hogwarts. It's a thing I put together with my friends.
We cut to a scene of chairman trying to sit on him.
Sorry, can I sit on you?
That's what I'm here for.
We cut to the results of the chair judging.
Okay, it was an interesting year. The first year that Herman Miller isn't in the competition. So,
I am by way of genealogy.
okay. All right. I have the result here in an envelope. In it is a card that I wrote. So let me open it and see what's inside. Okay.
We cut the close-ups of their nervous faces.
All right. Anyway, here we go. Unseating the reigning champion, Herman Miller. Not Herman Miller again. All right. It's Harold Miller.
Oh, come on! That's bullshit! That's bullshit!
So I'm not biased.
My son!
We cut to an interview of Harold Miller discussing his championship.
Well, I mean, I guess it was kind of cool because my dad accepted the pasta, and then come to find out, it actually like has this spine corrective technology that just the rigatoni just lines up. So I guess it's also ergonomically efficient, and it's just kind of.
We cut back to the judge and the chiropractor. Mein Gott! It is fixed.
We cut to a montage of a bunch of people who have sat in the linguini chair, and now his backs are fixed.
And we cut back to the interval with Harold Miller.
So I mean, I guess I could have had a worse lot in life than being the offspring of a famous chair designer with millions of dollars that would just front me my career.
Behind him is a pot of boiling water.
So this is actually just my lunch.
Yeah!